Greetings, Stevie P here, and this is going to be the Incendiary Dragon. So Chapter 13, the Temple of the Ancients. An amazing fight. I mean, this is our real dragon that we're about to fight here. Absolutely love it. So you need a combination of, well, a lot of ranged, and we need a lot of magic as well. So we've got Barret and Aerith for that. And then Cloud, just absolutely solid kind of presence all round. His limit break particularly useful. So I'll show you what I've got on there. Material, Enhanced Expeditionary Medal. And so this increases his limit to the maximum at the start of battle. Just meaning that when he does his limit break, it's a tremendous amount of damage. And then on Aerith, we've got Limit Booster. Which means that she doesn't get a limit break, but she contributes any limit that she has or receives to these two. So that's a nice kind of feature, and it just means that these two get to have a limit break fairly early on. Now, there is another way of doing this, which is to simply get her to have her limit break and give her the Enhanced Expeditionary Medal, because then she will be able to do her ultimate, which simply gives them both their limit breaks. So you can kind of choose which one you want to go with, but actually this way Cloud gets his maximum limit break and Barret gets his normal limit break. So that's why I've chosen to do it this way round. She's simply going to contribute her limit to these other two as we go through the battle with the limit booster. And then full throttle wrist guards, just because I want him to have lots of HP. Yeah, that's kind of what I've got on their accessories. And then really I haven't thought too much about their weapon and their armor. I guess the only thing is with Aerith, I found that I needed quite a lot. So I gave her the Hades armlet just so that she had some extra slots that she can use for materia. So that's the equipment. Then in terms of the actual setup, it is all about ice, because that's you think, right? This is a real dragon we're fighting, not like a drake or many of these things that calls themselves dragons and then you're kind of disappointed. No, this is like a proper dragon we're about to fight. So he doesn't like ice. So elemental with ice on attack for Cloud. And then I want them to have as much health as possible, so HP ups for Cloud. Speed and spirit, not too essential but useful. ATB boost I've given to Cloud just because it gives them a bit of a boost at the start, and at various points it's useful to just have an extra ATB available. Prayer, honestly, I almost never use that anymore, to be honest. I could probably think of something more useful, but empowerment is useful at the start just to give him bravery for when he does his limit break. And barrier I don't end up really using. I more just kind of use attacks against the guy to damage him. So that's Cloud. Ice with swift cast on Aerith, which just means she can cast really quickly, and that becomes kind of crucial with the method that we're using, where she needs to kind of max out how many times she can fire off an ice attack. So we're going to put the arcane ward on the ground, then we're going to use United's focus, which gives her 3 ATB. Then we want her to get 6 ice attacks off. Her Blizzara actually does as much damage as Blizzaga, as long as she's got magic focus, which adds the extra 10%, in my case, the extra 10% extra damage. So she'll end up doing pretty close to 9999 using Blizzara. So in fact, ends up being more useful to do that. And then empowerment with Magnify, just because she puts faith on the party. And I've just realized, in fact, we don't even need Magnify. It's only she's the only one that needs to have faith, because she predominantly uses spells. The other two will a little bit, but not too much. Limit support is what I mentioned. This is the material that you need in order to transfer any increase in your limit gauge to your allies. I've got assess because I will want to assess the guy at some point before I continue, but it's not essential. ATB boost, again, very useful for her, especially for putting down wards at the beginning of the battle. Ice and then elemental, well, fire and ice, that'll apply the ice buff with Barret, which is really useful, especially when you combine it with bonus round. Then it just builds up stagger pretty quickly. Chakra is insanely important here, and it says it restores 40% of his health. It actually restores more because of I think it's called selfish recovery that we've got on his weapon that gives him an extra 25%, which is a huge boost. So honestly, this fight is an absolute walk in the park because of Barret. And this combination of chakra, lifesaver, and selfish recovery. There's just, this enemy has not got a chance at all because of that. Again, prayer in the earlier phases when I thought I might need it, but I actually don't need prayer or healing really at all. Empowerment just so that he can give himself a boost, which is kind of optional. It's not too important, but to give himself a boost before he uses his limit break, just to do extra damage. HP up, because we want him to be pretty strong in terms of HP. So I know I've got the full throttle accessory, but that actually, you know, so we're at a max here. We're at our max. HP plus 30% can't be exceeded, but that doesn't apply to the accessory as far as I'm aware. That still adds an extra 500 HP. Then first strike and some extra MP, although we don't need that. So there is, in fact, I'm sure, room to improve this, add some the material that's going to be more useful. But that is the setup, and without further ado, I'm going to get on and show you the actual fight. Right, so it is such a fun fight, but I will say that there's an awful lot to remember in order to do this pretty much as close to perfect as possible. Now, just to kind of preface this, it might seem I'm doing a terrible job, but I am taking a lot of damage on purpose. Yes, you heard that right. I am taking a lot of damage on purpose, precisely to build up their limits and to simply show you how overpowered this build is in terms of how easy we're going to make it to defeat. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. I did steel skin. Barret, that's not what I wanted you to do. Okay, let's just get his ATB back. And he generally, as they all do, will target whoever it is that you're controlling. Okay, so lifesaver is what I meant to go for, not steel skin. Okay, now Aerith, we're just going to do ATB boost, pop down an arcane ward on the ground, and you see we're about to get damaged here. I don't care. It's the beauty of this. Is such a relaxed fight. Okay, now Radiant Ward as well. And we're just going to keep her in here, taking damage on purpose. And look, you see their limit breaks are going up because she took that damage and she's contributing her limit to them. They've now got, like, I don't know, a fifth towards their limit break, which is wonderful. Again, I don't mind you hitting me. If you can perfect block, that is better, because you get more limit break from perfect blocking than you do from just being perfectly damaged, so to speak. So anyway, either way that you want to build it up, and make sure that when you need to, you use chakra on Barret. Okay, so Transcendence. Let's use that now, because that's going to be important to build up. If you don't know how that works, basically it charges up an ability that she can use later on. Whilst it's charging, I think she does a bit more damage with her magic, but also takes a bit more damage. Both of which we're very happy with, because if she takes more damage, she contributes more towards limit break. So again, look, damage, damage, damage. I don't care. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to just do a normal Blizzara, and the aim with this is to get her to 4 pips towards her synergy ability. So she's now on 4, so that's good. Okay, now with Cloud. Now, in fact, I forgot to do this earlier. Doesn't really matter too much. Just give him ATB boost. Get out of the way there. Okay. Hasten them all up. Now, with him, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Flame Shot. I don't mind getting the damage. We're just... Every bit of damage that we get, obviously, is kind of good, because it just means that you're getting closer to your limit break. Okay, now I'm going to attack in the air. Now we want Cloud also to get 4 blips towards his synergy abilities. Okay, just do a random Braver. That's fine. And now the beauty. Okay, Barret just does chakra, and look how much it heals him. It just feels so unfair to be able to heal that much, right? Just from chakra, and it's completely free. And then, of course, now it's like, well, let's just get that ATB back with an overcharge, and we're ready to do that all over again. So it's so cool. In fact, the thing is here, we don't want to be too quick at staggering him. So I'm actually taking a little bit of time. What I'll do, in fact, with Barret, is I'll give him bonus round now. Try not to forget to do that. Okay, Cloud should soon have his limit break ready, which is great. Okay, now he's got his 4 blips as well. It's fine. Attack, attack. Okay, good. Now let's do some healing. It's so easy. Okay, now he's getting close-ish to where he's going to where he's going to be staggered. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to just fire away at him. I'm just going to tap the attack button and try and get the dragon to attack Barret so that we can build up Barret's limit break. Perfect, block that. And you'll notice the bonus round number of bullets doesn't go down if you just tap attack. Okay, and block that perfectly if I can. Incendiary breath, great. Okay. It's very hard to keep perfect blocking that. Okay, tail strike, bang, block and block twice for that. Okay, can't really block that, but that's okay. Let's heal him up. It's so easy. So this is the bit that takes a bit of time, because we want both Barret and Cloud to have their full limit break available. Okay, so just take that damage. Don't even need to heal him. And of course his ATB goes up whenever he's taking damage. Okay, so I think here, hopefully soon. It is taking a long time because he's not targeting Barret as much. One thing to be careful about is you don't want him staggered behind one of these pillars. You can attack the pillar and then the pillar will fall on him and pressure him. So actually we kind of want to avoid that with this particular method. So United refocus now, and this is where we have to kind of rush a little bit. So what he'll do is he'll put bravery on himself, and now Cloud will put bravery on himself, just because they're going to be using their limit breaks in a second. Now she will put faith on herself and by extension everybody. Now we want them to build up their ATB again to get back up to full.
Maybe that pillar's big enough to use.
And they keep on saying, you know, to knock down the... Okay. To knock down the boulders. But we don't actually have to knock down the boulder or the pillars, sorry. It is not necessary. Okay, and now the tricky bit is having them all here when he's staggered. That is fairly tricky to do. Well, they don't all need to be here, but it's just handy because now we're at the critical part and it's worked out exactly in the way that we've wanted it to. So, Barret is going to limit, fire in the hole. Cloud is going to limit, finishing touch, thanks to his camaraderies, or what, I forget the name of the accessory that he's got on. But yeah, he can do his ultimate, and now we're using 3 times Blizzara, and with her swift cast, look how quick. And look, it's like 9999 damage, all just from... Okay, we'll try and we'll do another Blizzarga. He's still finishing off, finishing touch. And there you go. We have done max damage to the Red Dragon. It's not going to allow us to do any more damage, which is fantastic. So he's going to hasten everybody up again. And then just quickly attack him. Because if you don't attack him, he doesn't go into his next phase, even though he's ready for his next phase. Okay. So, as you can see, this is the way that I've found to do max damage. This is not on hard mode. This is just if you're walking through the story, kind of as normal. And now this next part, there's a couple of things to do in the right way and in the right order. So as you can see now, there's 2 targets. There's a chest, which is helpfully labeled as the weak spot. And so that's what we're going to be attacking. He's going to go up into the air. Wait till he's up into the air. That's actually kind of important. Otherwise, you will not be able to hit him in the right place. Now, that is a very, very powerful attack, so I was going to try and dodge there. But anyway, through the Blizzaga, we've managed to damage the chest enough. So you do want to do some damage to the chest. And now, let's get a synergy off again against the chest. And with Aerith now, let's attack the left wing if we can. She kind of got hit there. Okay. And he, I believe, is really targeting her, which is a bit of a shame, but what are you going to do? Oh, and Barrett needs to put Lifesaver on again. It's just, there is a lot to remember. We want to take out one of the wings, and let's do it with Transcendence too, because that's pretty much guaranteed to hit. And it takes him down from the sky, which is basically what you want. So let's overcharge here. Okay. Oh no, I did Steel Skin. What is with that? That's twice that I've done that. I meant to do Focus Shot. That's very annoying. Oh dear. Okay. Oh well. So we want to pressure him as much as we can while he's down here. And now you see he's very, very close to being staggered. So the goal now, so you do a bunch of damage to his chest first with a synergy ability between Cloud and Barrett once he's up in the air. Then Aerith will destroy one of his wings using Transcendence 2. And then after that, you'll see what happens. He's going to go up onto the roof there. And he's doing this move called Crimson Breath 1. If you hadn't damaged the chest enough, it would be Crimson Breath 3, which would be pretty bad. Go to where the AI are and simply follow them. You see that? It would expand all the way and do 700 in ticks that are like less than a second. 700, 800 damage. Tremendously damaging. Okay. So, now we are in the beautiful position that he is in a very bad way. And straight away, we're going to use another synergy ability. And it usually works out like this. Sweet and Sour Salvo is my preferred choice. It's multiple ranged attacks against him, so he can't easily get away from it. And that obviously is going to stuck him in place. And then he gets staggered again. And with haste now, obviously, Cloud is going to have time to do Infinity's End. And it's over. That's basically the end of the fight. Bang, 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 bang. Down he goes. So, there you go. How to defeat the Incendiary Dragon. Just such a lovely fight. Look at that guy. That's a real dragon, right? Really, really love it. So it usually goes exactly this way every single time. I made a couple of mistakes choosing Steel Skin instead of Lifesaver. I think maybe twice, or Focus Shot one time. But yeah, general strategy at the beginning is you want to get it to a point where Aerith and Cloud have 3 ATB using United Refocus, where then Cloud is able to do Finishing Touch, and Aerith is able to do 3 Blizzara times 2 equals 6, thanks to the Arcane Ward. And Barrett also can do his Limiter Break. That just takes him down, right the way down. On this occasion, doesn't always happen. On this occasion, took him right down to minimum health before the game bars you doing any more damage, so that you can actually go into his next phase. And then in the next phase, you wait till he's up in the air. Then you want to do a synergy ability, which usually I've got one for Cloud and Barrett, at his chest, which is quite important. While they're doing that, it gives Aerith a chance to attack one of the wings, and you can use Transcendence 2 to take down one of the wings. He then falls to the ground. You then want to pressure him as much as possible, but not stagger him. You actually don't want to stagger him, because part of the pressuring involves using Focus Thrust with Cloud, and you want him to be able to do Infinity's End when the guy's actually staggered to finish him off. He then goes up into the air and does his attack, which isn't too bad once you've damaged the chest. And after that, it's kind of a case of using whatever synergy ability is left. He'll be in a pressured state on the ground after that big attack. So you use the synergy ability to attack him. He'll already be very pressured, and then attack with Cloud till he has 2 ATB. The dragon gets staggered, and then you can use Infinity's End to finish him off. So I found that works. I love this fight just because it's so easy with the broken build of Barrett using Lifesaver and Chakra with 25% increase on Selfish Recovery. So it's a tremendous build, tremendous fight. Hope you found this helpful. Thank you very much for watching.